Being one of the most beloved actresses of all time, Elizabeth Taylor is a star we'll never forget in a hurry. Although she passed away in 2011, her impact on the world is still reverberating. Welcome. Today, we'll be going back in time with Elizabeth Taylor, her early life, legacy, and her later life. But before we begin, make sure you watch this video to the end, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below saying I subscribed, and we'll try our best to personally reply to your comment. Born in 1932 to socially prominent American parents, the violet-eyed actress charmed generations of fans and starred in some of the most memorable films in history, including Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. In addition to being a successful Oscar-winning actress, Taylor was also a celebrated philanthropist who tirelessly fought to help those suffering from AIDS and worked to fund research for a cure. The British-born star was made Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire in 2000 in recognition of her significant influence. She led a fascinating life marked by hardship and strategy, but all of it served to harden her resolve and work ethic. While she is still remembered for her films, many people don't realize that Taylor was far more than a stunningly beautiful star. She was also a passionate and witty woman. The real Dame Elizabeth Taylor is even more remarkable than most people realize, and here are some of them. She had an abusive upbringing. Elizabeth Taylor's early childhood came in with her acting career at age 9, which brought her into the limelight, but not without abuse from her father. In a 1999 interview with Barbara Walters, she said, "As a little girl, my father was abusive when he drank and liked to bat me around for having his 9-year-old daughter making more money than he was. In later years, she made peace with him after she had left home and had children of her own." She never had any acting lessons. Elizabeth Taylor's prodigious acting talent had captivated generations of fans. To her, it was an innate gift, and she didn't have to get any formal training in her craft. Instead, she honed her skills by watching others. "I have never had an acting lesson in my life, but I've learned from watching people like Spencer Tracy, Marlon Brando, Montgomery Clift, Jimmy Dean, and all people who were fine-tuned and educated in the art of acting. They were my education." Elizabeth Taylor. Taylor was determined to grow as an actress and not be molded by some directors, saying she did her best work by being guided, not by being forced. A hopeless romance. While many think Richard Burton was Taylor's great love ever, you may be surprised to know that the American actress got married to 7 husbands in total and had 8 weddings as she married and divorced her 5th husband, Richard Burton, twice. Elizabeth described Burton as just one of her soulmates, along with another husband, Mike Todd, the only husband Taylor didn't divorce but who tragically died in a plane crash. Though Taylor did remain fond of Burton long after their divorce and continued to wear a 33-carat diamond ring he gave her, she, however, described herself as a hopeless romantic who was willing to change herself to make her husbands happy. To her, women dressed not for themselves but to please men, so why not please someone you love? She never wore purple. Even though she may be willing to change her appearance for her husband, not at the cost of sacrificing her sense of self. As a politician's wife, Elizabeth Taylor wasn't allowed to wear purple. John Warner, her 7th husband, was a politician, and Taylor went into semi-retirement after marrying him. Settling into the life of a politician's spouse as a senator's wife was quite different from being a Hollywood star, as she was forbidden from wearing purple because it smacked of royalty. But then, after the election, the Republican women gave a luncheon in her honor for all she did during the election campaign. She was born with scoliosis. One of the greatest secrets Elizabeth Taylor's talents concealed was the fact that she lived with chronic pain most of her life. She was born with scoliosis, a condition that curves the spine before puberty. Taylor's condition grew progressively worse as she got older, but she maintained a sense of humor about the pain that became her constant companion. In an interview, she said, "I was born with it, but it has finally caught up with me. My body's a real mess. If you look at it in the mirror, it's just completely convex and concave. I've become one of those poor little old women who's bent sideways. My x-rays are hysterical. The bone doctors just throw up their hands and say, "Sorry, there's nothing we can do," which is so cheery. At 70, most people think, "My God, she's still alive?" she said. "But there's some resilience in me that makes me keep fighting. It's the damnedest thing that just keeps coming back." Elizabeth Taulor, 2004. She formed the Elizabeth Taulor AIDS Foundation. By 1997, Elizabeth Taulor had been a legend for decades, and her status as a cultural icon gave her the chance to enjoy the fruits of her fame if she wished. But instead, she threw herself into AIDS advocacy by becoming the founding chair of the American Foundation for AIDS Research, and then going on to form the Elizabeth Taulor AIDS Foundation. She tours around the world to educate people about the disease and creating a lasting impression that went beyond her films. Her legacy and death. Taylor's health increasingly declined during the last 2 decades of her life, and she rarely attended public events after about 1996. She had serious bouts of pneumonia in 1990 and 2000, underwent hip replacement surgery in the mid-1990s, and was successfully treated for skin cancer in 2002. In 2004, she was diagnosed with congestive heart failure and died of the illness at age 79 on March 23, 2011 in Los Angeles. In the last decades, Taulor is considered a gay icon and has received widespread recognition for her HIV and AIDS activism. After her death, GLAAD issued a statement saying that she was an icon not only in Hollywood but in the LGBT community, where she worked to ensure that everyone was treated with the respect and dignity they deserve. The impact she had on the world is immeasurable, and it continues today. Her granddaughter, Naomi DeLuce-Wilding, is continuing her AIDS advocacy. While she's remembered by most of the world as an elegant and timeless movie star, Elizabeth Taylor's legacy extends far beyond her acting work. If you agree with our picks, let's hear your comments in the section below. And if you enjoy this video, do give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more of our interesting videos.